Well, you couldn't find a better place to do a spot of cooking. And I want to do a very simple recipe for you showcasing this gorgeous butter. Fettuccine Alfredo. Now, Fettuccine Alfredo does get a bad rap. There are many recipes out there that call for this gorgeous, simple Italian recipe to be kind of overworked. Too many ingredients, salmon, chicken, cream. This recipe calls for butter, pasta, and Parmesan cheese. That's really all you need to make this shine. I need some salt, so a good pinch of salt in the water always when you're cooking your pasta, and in with some fettuccine. And we need to cook this al dente. So we're just going to separate the fettuccine, and I'll just pop the lid on just so we get that back up to the boil so it cooks quite fast. In the meantime, we'll get this sauce ready, and it takes 10 minutes to make this at most. So into a dry pan, I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. So we need to add at least 2 big handfuls. What the Parmesan is going to do is going to emulsify with that starchy water from the fettuccine and then the butter. So it's all going to come together to really emulate a creamy style sauce, but without the cream. It's so delicious. Okay, cheese done. And for the butter, you can use some salted or some unsalted. Now, I'm going to be using this beautiful certified organic butter. The cows are grass-fed and you can taste the difference in the quality of butter. So you want about 70 grams of butter for the sauce. So we'll just cut a glorious piece off, and I like to cut it into smaller pieces. So 3 or 4 pieces. And this is just going to help it melt faster with all the other ingredients. So we'll break it up. I'm going to keep 1 piece of the butter out of the pan, so I want to add that right at the end. We'll also add a handful of our cheese, sprinkle that around the pan, and a really good crack of pepper. That should do it. And now let's have a look at our pasta. So we want to take this straight out of that hot water into our butter and Parmesan, and that residual heat and the hot water that I'm just about to add is going to melt everything together. So in with some water, about half a ladleful, and then now it's all about agitating the pan. So get your tongs and just toss everything together, and you can see that butter slowly melting in with the starchy water and the Parmesan cheese. Keep mixing it until it becomes creamy. So this will take, you know, just a little bit of time. And then if you feel it needs to go on the heat, we'll take this pot off, and just on that medium to low heat. You don't want it to be too hot because it will split that Parmesan. Keep stirring, keep allowing that to melt. I love these simple pastas. They're so delicious. Now we can add that last bit of butter, crumbling it in along with some more Parmesan and that water. So another splash. So you kind of do it in 2 rounds depending on how much of that buttery sauce you want for this. And I'm pretty happy with that. That is looking good. Let's plate this up. So a generous bowl, and if you just want to make it a little neater, just use your ladle just to twirl a little nest of fettuccine into the center. And you can see all this buttery sauce, I want that. So I'll just grab a smaller spoon, gather that, and we're going to drizzle that over the top. I've got a little extra Parmesan, so we'll sprinkle that over the top, and freshly cracked pepper. Fettuccine Alfredo, a classic Italian recipe showcasing butter, fettuccine and Parmesan. Those 3 ingredients, you can make a delicious dinner or lunch in 10 minutes. So good.